David Hasselhoff? You were robbed. Everyone knows it. But you know what? Sitting around feeling sorry for yourself won't change anything. You gotta get back out there. You gotta show them the real Hoff.
We open to Diary of a Wimpy Lifeguard, and I'm sure just like South Park's Kenny, we are all trying to come up with various ways to make him our whipping post, aka bitch to toy with. Look at him. He hasn't gotten to you yet? If you answered yes, then we have just what the doctor ordered, an ass whooping. Not only does this episode focus on Eddie's past and personal demons, but also dives into a subplot about Trevor because sometimes your knight in shiny armor is just a douchebag in tinfoil.
Only one rule on my beach, nobody drowns, and so far that's never been broken. Take your procedures and shove them.
For a double-decker douche tonight on Baywatch. We're not even 5 episodes in and already we can conclude the show creators have an obsession with the name Wave.
We gotta have it. No way.
You might call this second time around or maybe coming down with a case of deja vu. I call it a waste of time.
But that's weak, man.
So what happens this time? More wasted time revolving around Hobie, Eddie Hurt himself, more cooking with salmonella featuring Chef Mitch.
Let's not get too deep here.
Bill hires an acting coach, or more of New Me Newman's rescue reels. Tonight's Holy Shit That's Him cameo is played by none other than Saturday Night Live's alum, David Spade. We open up to a case of what the hell, as the first scene features where a group of surf or die dudes conduct a sacrifice of the airheads with a surf sacrifice for the return of big waves that will never come.
No board, no ceremony, no wave.
Practice to appease a higher being when you don't know what the hell you're doing?
But it's new, it's never even been in the water. That's the point, man.
Is your god Jeff Spicoli?
Surf sacrifice is gonna work.
You can't help but ask, are they sacrificing a virgin or a surfer?
Gotta be a virgin board.
I heard surfboard burning is quite the West Coast custom, if you have a dry sense of humor, that is.
What big waves, don't ya?
Don't worry, all these stoners need is some tasty waves, a cool buzz, and they will be fine.
Virgin surfboard or virgin surfer?
Turns out I was right, for the waves were totally bitching the next day.
K-R-O-Q!
The next day, Shawnee unleashes the flag signal to alert all surfers to coast onto the next available beach zip code.
Now,
They can't. They're not going in because of some squid-sucking lifeguard.
Well, they say the best surfer out there are the ones having the most fun, and right now they are going to keep calm and surf on. If only they weren't led by stereotypical 80s asshole that makes their plans go crash and burn, bro.
Cut me off like that!
Who are you talking to, Pops?
Who comes to Shawnee's aid is the little Eddie who couldn't, and apparently him and surfer Skunkhead have a checkered past.
What the hell you doing in those silly shorts?
You okay?
Yeah, I'm fine. Hey man, all that chatter back in Philly paid off.
Wow, and it only took him 2.9 seconds for him to go, "This is the best day ever," of "I want to fuck everyone up on the face of this God's green earth, including you."
In fact, buy me 3 years worth of drinks, because that's what you cost me.
Hey, we both did our time.
Aw, stop protecting the rights of people that we don't like. Just kick Eddie's ass already.
Yeah, now that I know the color of your shorts, you can't hide, pal! Welcome to the Hotel California. 3 times a lady. Happy man. Do that to me one more time.
Brand new K-Hits. Music for people just like you and your unicorn.
Meanwhile, Craig is transitioning to lawyering, or should we say just plain say loitering, at home while Eddie whines.
Look, I'm really sorry to bother you, but I seem to be out of sugar and I was wondering if I could borrow some.
No bother, come on in.
And it's amazing how fast Craig's trivial concerns disappear.
What? I'm going through a little culture shock is all, you know.
Craig takes a very fatherly-like and wholesome approach to Eddie's smooching. That's all part of the movement to stop global whining.
Have some.
Really?
Want some eggs, pancakes?
Oh yeah. Oh, that'd be great if it's no bother.
No bother.
Jeez, when a kid hates peas at the same time, that's being fussy. But when an adult like Eddie does, that's called practicing mindfulness. Our angry McMullethead shows up at the Pomeroy residence to sulk, moan, stir shit up, and prove just how retarded he is today.
You were right about Gina. She's a real piece of work.
I didn't know you talked about me to your friends. I'm flattered. Piece of work.
Obey the hypno-mullet. Which has me beg to differ as to how he found Eddie's house. Oh wait, Eddie probably has all his lunch boxes right down to the back of his personal clothing, labeled with all his personal contact information, intact in plain view from all prying eyes who want to know.
Me and Eddie, we hung together all the time back then, right, Eddie? Life goes on, though.
Honestly, what's next for this guy? 50 Shades of Sup Ladies?
Wouldn't you, Jimmy? You keep your face out of my life.
Or what?
Meanwhile, one miscast wants to know what the other foolish miscast is doing. Oh, nothing. Just the imaginary feeling of being Australian.
I think you should be spending more time considering how you make me feel, like tonight.
He's learned from his mistakes that he is thinking of making a few more.
You remember Trevor, don't you?
Hello. Waiting for us.
Okay.
So Trevor has his hands around another Sheila, for now at least, and it's Mariska Hargitay, whom you can always tell which season she's in on Law & Order, judging by her haircut. Oh blimey, she's about to tie the kangaroo down, down under.
You check with
Daddy? You're not jailbait, sweetheart. You don't need Daddy's consent.
Aw, excessive baggage. One family's around the world search for balance.
Oh, I'm having a cocktail party on the boat. If you're free, I'd like you to attend.
Sounds absolutely perfect.
Consider me there.
First Impression, the new sound of KFI Los Angeles.
Yes, these crickets have a terrible sense of humor, and that's why this is the only thing you hear who actually find Eddie's backstory and on-screen chemistry to be appealing.
Morning, Shawnee. Hi, Eddie. There's hardly a discussion.
It's all business in the front and party in the back as the Kentucky waterfall strikes again. The way this episode has been going, a good old bash at the beach is good news for me. David Spade is so into it, he even got back into his fighting weight of 98 pounds, whom is dubbed the West Coast Powder. Guess not. I guess we walked into a minefield judging by how they fight.
It's too bad.
Yeah, get well soon, Eddie, before the LA County realizes you're expendable. After the war that was to settle the score, Eddie is suspended.
30 days?
You got it.
The summer will be half over.
So our crybaby loner takes his personal belongings on Skid Row, puts on his big boy pants, and goes into some serious thinking montage that only Marty McFly would describe as, whoa, this is heavy.
Then your worries are over.
KFI 640.
The Eye of the 80s anthem rock music blares out in desperate attempt for us to find common ground in Eddie through attitude. But honestly, he's no Rocky Balboa, but more of the tick that's about to pop. Please keep pushing up the hype, it's pretty amusing. That's like telling us Gilbert was the next Goldberg. Well, from the creators of the deer tick, which brought us Lyme disease, is the lunatic, which causes mind disease. Enough Baywatch, no one wants to see this. In the plus column, we did learn one thing though, from the little montage, that the little shit really did hit the fan. How much does this little mosquito weigh? Despite Soy Boy sulking in the corner, he doesn't want to let anyone in on what's going on, despite the fact that he's the leader of the mullet militia. Of course, it wouldn't kill Eddie to attend a self-defense course. Then no one would dare attack you in slow motion now.
KFI 640.
Through more backstory, we find out Eddie and Mullet Lives Matter were once in a foster family together until they were kicked out, probably from someone misquoting Dukes of Hazzard.
Let's talk.
Eddie, jail was a real drag. It's like, kind of like being a rat.
Eddie probably broke up the fight, turned the narc in, and Mullet Mayhem got sent to juvenile hall for 3 years.
We're brothers, man.
Stay away from me. Permanently.
KFI 640.
Craig might not be good at advice, but could he interest you in a sarcastic comment?
Only the bar isn't going to press charges as long as Eddie covers the damages.
I'll cover it.
He doesn't have the money.
I'll get it.
KFI.
Now, I welcome you to the eighth wonder of the world, an Australian with his mouth shut.
Okay, sweetheart. Party's over. Daddy's gone home. We're out of here too.
Well, he's not Eddie, but mostly on the prowl like the Australian wombat because all he does is eats, mates, and leaves. What's with the bow tie? He likes to wear loud ties to project his true inner personality.
I've even changed my name. From now on, I want to be known as Crocodile Rabinovich.
Cheap and fast moving?
You're not even Kenny the koala.
He was invited by his new girlfriend's dad as they teach Trevor a new lesson in humiliation.
When I hire a lifeguard, I expect him to stay sober.
Quiet. Don't do this.
And that is, the harder you try, the dumber you look.
$60. Isn't that what the club pays you for a day's work?
Aw, lifeguard prejudice, you say? Well, Trevor is the reason why the gene pool needs a new gene pool, and his idea of staying hydrated is a gal on one end and a gal on the other to avoid heat stress and cramp.
He ain't you. I just wanted to show you what it would be like going out into society with a lifeguard on your arm.
Yeah, not the most intelligent way to think outside the box, when that equals instantaneous death.
Hey, Trevor.
Don't!
Smart thing to do, honey, would be wade sideways.
Come on, it's Trevor the wall.
Stand back, for it's this Aussie's duty to work his booty. Yeah, he rescues her, but she still ends up in the hospital for secondary drowning.
What's wrong with her?
She's drowning.
Drowning? That's impossible. She was sound asleep.
Now that is when you inhale seawater and the body reacts to that by flushing out the lungs, which causes the victim to die in the most horrific way possible, as you basically drown in your own fluid.
Maybe the club should have hired a county lifeguard instead of an amateur.
That's your grim factor of the day, brought to you by death, taking the fun out of life for 600 million years. Yeah, you might have wanted to check that all out beforehand, hotshot, as you're soon to get demoted to piss boy. Can't fix stupid, but he's a fairly clueless lifeguard known as the abstinence-only lifeguard. Makes you wonder where he earned his certification. Save a whistle below a lifeguard academy? It looks like the girlfriend was trying to use Trevor as a ruse to scare her dad so that she could go to New York and model.
Miles away from Daddy, that's why he's been fighting it for so long.
Until I came along.
Huh? Talk about straight out of center field. Yeah, he thought you were the whore with a heart of gold, but instead, you became the whore with a regular whore's heart.
Because I help you give Daddy a good scare in more ways than one.
Back in Sweat World, it's so hot out, Mitch is sweating like a one-armed drummer at a Def Leppard concert.
You better believe it.
As we find out, he wasn't practicing for a physical exam, but a written test. Wow, talk about rude awakening.
Full calculation of wave vectors and tidal drift.
Reality bites. Those problems look as steep as his cholesterol levels. Amazingly, he passed.
I passed? Not exactly. Everybody flunked.
Maybe not.
KFI 640.
Next, we conclude with two of the most out-of-the-blue lagoon things to transpire. We start with Eddie getting asked to dinner by Shawnee.
Wanna grab some dinner with me?
Sure.
And the second, of course, being our main event, starring Rat King and the Goon Squad.
Adios, Eddie! See you in the next life!
Who managed to trap Eddie and Shawnee in a tower as they attempt to torch them to ash and cinder. You know, they do their own stunts, but never intentionally. So your escape consists of running in plain view while spinning yourself like a bottle to evade danger? Genius. It goes hand in hand with great hair.